Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hello, everybody. It's Alison from Engli-teach. Sorry about the delay. There was a tech issue, and then we couldn't get into our Facebook editing suite was very, very slow. So we had to sort that out and work out why it was being so slow. But you are here. Okay, I have a great lesson for you today. Going to take about 10 to 20 minutes, and it's all on literal speech. Literal speech. And I have a number of questions which we will be going through, like a little quiz as we go along. So what is literal speech? Literal speech is how native English speakers speak quite literally in English, but they use verbs, but you don't take them literally. That's why it's called non-literal. This might seem confusing, which is why I'm going to be doing a few examples with you, and you can pick what you think is going to be the right word. I'm going to explain after which is the right word and why, and this is going to clear up any confusion you have over literal and non-literal English and grammar and verbs in use. So let's go. Before we get started, I'm going to give a shout out to some of the people. Oh, we've got Radar and Ashwani say good. I know this is often something that confuses people. So this is close to idioms, but these are not actually idioms, but it's along the same paths. And I know teaching for many years, this has been something that's confused a lot of people. So let's get into it. Okay, so non-literal speech. And if you are watching this at home, as I read out the sentences, I'm going to read them twice. On the second time, you practice reading the sentence with me at home. Like that, you practice your pronunciation as well as improving your English and grammar use. Hello, Karu. Okay, so here we go. The first one. I have many more. It's not just two, but I don't want to put too much on the screen at one time because that could be confusing and we don't want that. On holiday, we almost every night. Now the bit is one of these words here, okay? I'm going to just thin down my pen. It's a little bit, yeah. Okay, so let's start again. On holiday, we almost every night. Say it out loud at home and practice your pronunciation. On holiday, we almost every night. Look to making the same or similar tonality in your voice when you're reading or saying this as I am. Copy my examples. So what do you think goes in here? Who can tell me? What do you think goes in here? On holiday, we almost every night. Ooh, Caru says stepped out. Wait on. Anybody else? Ooh, on holiday, we pigged out. I know it's an odd one. We pigged out. Pigged out. So to pig out is to not make those noises, but eat lots and lots and lots and lots like a little pig. So that's why we have personified, in fact, the expressions and language, body language of a pig. So it's called pigged out. On holiday, we pigged out almost every night. So pigged out means to eat lots. You could also say, oh, after work, I was too tired to cook, so I ordered a 22-inch pizza, which is very big, and I totally pigged out, okay, which means you ate a lot. So that's a very, very useful one. Now, obviously, pigged out is non-literal speech. Ate out would be politer in a sense. So this is non-formal. Okay, the next one. I don't like customers who can't decide what to order. Oh, I don't like customers who can't decide what to order. Now, which one do you think this is? Waiting on, waited, or wait? I don't like customers who can't decide what to order. Who can tell me? I don't like customers who can't decide what to order. I don't like waiting on customers who cannot or can't decide to order. I don't like waiting on. So when you wait, waiting on. Now in English, a waiter is somebody who, I'm going to put that up on the screen actually here. A waiter is somebody who takes food to a table. A waiter or a waitress is what we used to say, but obviously now we use non-gendered English, so we can't say really waiter or waitress because that would be using gender derivative roles, and that is non-inclusive English language. So what we say is quite often food attendant, food attendant. When you say food attendant, you don't know whether the person is masculine or feminine, and that is in today's day and age, in 2021, the correct function and use of non-gendered language. Very important. Okay, so I don't like waiting on customers who can't decide what to order. So waiting on is obviously from the verb to wait. Okay, to wait. To wait. So when you wait, you spend a period of time waiting for something to happen, an action to happen, or an action to pass. Okay? I don't like waiting on customers who can't decide. And well done, Caru. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments. and I will come back to them as we go through the lesson. Okay, so the next one I have is bom, bada, bom, bada, bom, bom, bom. Let's move this one up. Got quite a few here today, so I hope you're ready. Okay. I don't want to these suitcases around all day. I don't want to these suitcases around all day. What do you think should be going in here? Is it carry these suitcases, lug these suitcases, or roll these suitcases? If it's a suitcase with a little, little rollers, do you one of my wonderful little sketches? I know you love them all so much. My little suitcase with rollers. There we go. And that's the only way you can roll it. I don't want to these suitcases around all day. Now, Caru says carry. And yes, you could say carry. Carry would be indeed correct. But in actual fact, the non-literal word is lug. Lug. So if you lug something, it's like a great big sack of something that you carry. Lug. When you use the word lug, it's normally an item, a parcel, or a suitcase that's quite heavy. So you lug it. Lug. Whereas carry can be anything light. I carry my phone. I carried the cup. You wouldn't say I lugged the cup because a cup isn't heavy. You wouldn't say I lugged my phone because a phone isn't heavy. But a suitcase is big and heavy. So I don't want to lug these suitcases around. And also note the plural. Where are we? I don't want to lug these suitcases, plural, so there's more than one suitcase, which is another reason why you would use lug instead of carry. And who carries a suitcase? You wouldn't carry a suitcase, would you? It would be too heavy. Okay. Great. Going on to the next one, which is, let's move that up here. Polly was all night because, which is missing the A. Oh, wrong place. Because she drank too much sangria. Holala. Polly was all night because she drank too much sangria. Now, if you don't know what sangria is a very popular wine from Spain, and it's quite alcoholic. Lots of people drink sangria, great big red wine, when they go to Spain. It's a Spanish drink. So Polly is obviously gone, she's obviously gone on holiday to Spain because she's drinking sangria. Or maybe she just likes to drink sangria at home. So we've got some interesting ones here. Polly was all night because she drank too much sangria. So which is the right phrase? Is it sicked up? Is it throw up or shine up? Now, Caru says sicked up. Abdul says drunk. Very interesting. Okay. The right answer is and this is actually here. It should be a, there we go. Threw up. Polly, and it should be, little error there. Polly threw up all night because she drank too much sangria. So when you threw up is the past tense of throw up. Okay, threw up is the past tense of throw up. Okay, so if when we say Polly threw up, that means she was sick, she vomited. So this is a non-literal verb. Okay, non-literal. Almost non-literal language. Non-literal language. So threw up is sick, to be sick. Or to vomit. Okay, if you throw up, you are sick. So when would you use this phrase? You would use threw up if you're talking to a friend, if you're talking to a doctor or someone like that. You wouldn't phone up your boss and say, sorry, I can't come in, I've just been throwing up all night. You might do if you know your boss well, but you might say, I've been sick, or I'm vomiting. Okay, well done. So it's Polly threw up all night because she drank too much sangria. Naughty Polly. Okay. Next up. So we're getting on to some of the bad habits now that people have got. Okay, next we have, oopla. We've got a few here for you today, so you're getting some great practice here. Okay, John was a fag round the corner. John was a fag round the corner. What was John doing? I haven't given you your words, have I? So John was having a fag round the corner. Okay, what do you think is the right word? Skiving off, waiting off, going off. Skiving off, waiting off, or going off. This is a good one. Skiving off, waiting off, or going off. John was skiving off. John was skiving off, and then that would be a little comma, having a fag around the corner. So what does skiving off mean? Let's put it here in this box. Okay, when you skive off, this is used a lot in work. Oh, where's John? Oh, he's skiving off. He's having a fag round the corner. Where's Lucy? She didn't turn up at work today. Oh, she's skiving off. She said she's been sick all night, but I saw her drinking at the new wine bar. So skiving off means to be absent. Okay, to be absent. So if you are absent, you are not somewhere. So it's to be absent yourself or someone else. Okay. So you can only use the phrase skiving off when you're talking about people. You can't relate it to objects or animals. It wouldn't really make any sense. So only skiving. John was skiving off, having a fag round the corner. So what we're saying is he's left his job at work, in maybe his desk or his office, wherever he works, and he's going round the corner to smoke a cigarette. So a fag is a cigarette. Okay, a fag is a cigarette. I'm writing here with my mouse, so I don't actually write this badly in life. It's not that easy writing with a mouse. Okay. All right. So he was having a cigarette around the corner. Excellent. And let me just put that up here for people that are just joining. So today we're looking at non-literal English expressions and sentences. So non-literal English is when we use language or verbs to express an action quite often, but it's not using the verb in its root value sense, okay? So it's very contextual, which is why it's non-literal as well. Okay, we've you in for Thursday at 10. And again, if you're at home to practice your non-literal English and pronunciation, say this sentence out loud when I am with me. So say it with me. We've you in for Thursday at 10. So what have they done? What have they done? Why are you leaving me phone numbers? You shouldn't be putting your phone numbers in the chat. You're going to be getting calls from any one of 40,000 different people. No, Abdullah, smoking is not good. Ah, Karu, you have got it right. And hello, G. I see you've just joined the session. We've penciled you in for Thursday at 10. We've penciled you in for Thursday at 10. So when would you say this, or when would somebody say this to you? So here, obviously, we've got the contraction. That's a bad circle. Here we've got the contraction we've. Okay, so that means obviously we have. So we've penciled you in for Thursday at 10. So this someone is you're obviously making an appointment with someone. This could be anyone, hairdresser, doctor, beautician, I don't know, anywhere, a service provider. So when someone says we penciled you in, it means we've made a reservation, but it's not 100%. So we've penciled you in, and that's normally pending confirmation. Okay, pending confirmation. So reserved is when a reservation is done, 100% booked in. So penciled in is it comes from the use that before we had digital calendars and things like that. If you went to the hairdressers and they had their little book, they would pencil you in, because then they could erase it or rub it out if you or they change their mind. So basically, an appointment that is penciled in is an appointment that is not set in stone, as we say, the idiom there. It is not 100%, okay? It is not 100%. And, okay, wonderful. Any questions? Let me know in the comments. All right, so we're going to be going on to the next one, which is this is a good one. Let's move my word. There we go. All right. I down my tea as I was already late for work. I down my tea as I was already late for work. Now, In the UK, tea can mean a cup of tea, but it can also mean dinner or food that is eaten early evening, okay? So when you eat early evening, I would say normally before 6, thereabouts, before 6 p.m, we call this tea, okay? We call this tea. After 6 p.m. is normally dinner, okay? So before, and then I'm going to put after 6 p.m. is normally dinner. So, but it could also be, so could be, I'm going to put here, could also be a cup of tea. So at this point, you don't really know which one it is. So which one is it? I down my tea as I was already late for work. So what one is it? Now we have drank. Let's separate this. We have drank, gulped, and ate. What have we got here? Yes. Oh, Abdul ate down. Okay, it's gulped down, or I gulped down my tea. I gulped down my tea. So when you see gulped, when you gulp something, you eat really fast, okay? I'm going to put that here. When you gulp something, when you gulp food, I'm going to put, because you can't gulp tea. When you gulp food, you eat really fast. So this is obviously someone who is late for work. They're late for work, so they're eating as fast as they can, and when you eat fast, you and that action, that is gulping, to gulp. Often when you're scared, you're gulp. My dog does this. When I say, Jet, what are you doing? He goes, you can actually see him going, and that is to gulp. Not very glamorous. So this is where this expression comes from. So lots of these words are very much a good observation of body language as well is quite good here. All right, so yeah, you don't have to be sorry, Abdelak. We're learning. That's okay. All right, next, let's move on to the next one, which is, oh, get rid of that, can't. Okay. All right. This is the last one for today. That one isn't there. Okay. We were on the boat trip because it should have cost £10 each. We paid £20 each, and there is definitely a comma there. Okay. We were on the boat trip because it should have cost, £10 each, we paid £20 each. This can happen a lot when you go to different countries and they realise that you are a tourist. Even in my own country, like last week when I took the bus tour, I said, oh, you know, I do live here. I just decided to take the tourist day today. And then the price of my ticket changed. So it's interesting, an interesting observation. So it's not just in other countries, it happens in the UK. Shouldn't do, but it does. We were on the boat trip because it should have cost £10 each. We paid £20 each. So which word should be going in here? That was a very bad circle. Abused, ripped off, robbed off. Oh, robbed off. Who is saying robbed off? Abdul. We were robbed off on the boat trip because it should have cost £10 each. We paid £20 each. Okay, come on, tell me in the comments which one should it be. Abdul says robbed off. Does anybody think it's abused or ripped off? If you know, let me know. We were ripped off. We were ripped off on the boats. Abdul, I'm sorry. We were ripped off on the boat because it should have cost £10. We paid £20 each. So what does ripped off mean? When you are ripped off, it means normally someone has made you pay more, often than not, pay more than you should have done for something. But it's not just money. You could use ripped off for an exchange. For example, you go to buy a freezer. It's not new. Someone's selling a freezer and they say, oh, it's not new, but it works as good as new. This is an often, it works as good as new. I'm going to put that in here actually. It works as good as new. So you pay for the freezer, you take it home, you plug it in, it doesn't work. So you've been ripped off, okay? You've been ripped off. Same with a car. You go and buy a car, it's not a new car, but every time you go to the traffic lights, it stops. There is a problem, it doesn't work properly, you've been ripped off, okay? You've been ripped off. And another expression that we use for this is done the dirty. Done the dirty. So somebody has done the dirty on me, okay? If someone's done the dirty on you, they've ripped you off. They've done a dirty deal, not good. Ripped off and done the dirty is quite similar. Okay, well done. Yes, absolutely. So this is non-literal English, but as Abdul quite correctly says, exploitation is basically what is happening. That you could say here, we were exploited on the boat trip, but that's quite a heavy, when you use the word exploited, it's a very serious, very legal, very formal word, and it's normally used in context for very serious situations. Let me give you an example. I went to, or let's just say someone from, this is an example, okay? Someone from, let's just say, I don't know, someone from Turkey, a family from Turkey came to France, went to France. A family from Turkey went to France to live, but the mother was only paid half the minimum wage. She was exploited because she didn't realise. So quite often People are exploited through a lack of knowledge, okay? Lack of knowledge. Quite often. They are exploited through a lack of knowledge. And often that is most often than not, for foreign people, it's normally a language barrier. Okay, so this is why it's really important. In the UK, we have so many laws about this because we are such a diverse international country now. We have people from all countries living here. So many of the policies and government documents are written in multiple languages. I used to work in one school. All of the policies were in 27 different languages. So all the parents of the children could also understand, because sometimes the children speak better English or more, and maybe the parents don't have time to learn English because they're working or something else, and sometimes they don't speak English as well. So this is one of the reasons why all of the policies in the school I used to work in had so many different translations. Okay, that brings us to the end of our wonderful lesson today. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Nearly 40-minute lesson, guys. 40 minutes of English. Oh, well done. I hope you enjoyed it. I will have to love you all and leave you. And don't forget, if you haven't yet signed up for the English Vault over at Engli-teach.com, make sure you do. And I will see you here tomorrow for a lovely live lesson. Thanks very much for learning English with Engli-teach. Thank you, and I will see you tomorrow. And thank you all for your lovely comments. Okay, take care. Goodbye.